the floodgates for, you know, some
Okay,
not potentially
DFM on attack, DRX on defense.
pretty good.
And
I mean,
to win this one, DFM kind of have to get off to a good start, so that means a pistol.
And the crowd cheering and supporting right behind DRX as well.
Not looking too likely.
To take those 3 important frags away. Gen, though, will be able to steal one right from underneath their noses, but is that going to be enough? Still trailing right around the back of the door.
You need to see some very sharp shots from GN and Akame here if they're able to try and bring this one back.
DRX definitely still circling around them like sharks.
There's one.
Deep in the water. Straight through off the other side. You might be able to find a little bit of space in towards stairs, but DRX definitely still able to put up a wall outside of the ace site. Peeks back in, peek off of contact from Mako.
They actually give it an okay chance in 2v4.
To bring them the pistol round.
We'll keep an eye on the pistols.
I mean, we're seeing, you know, just to
not a good start for DFM.
Map as well, right? We've seen a little bit of different revolutions.
How much of a chance do they have?
When you're considering GN tossing up between
Chat, what percentage are we giving DFM really with how they've looked?
Agents as well, but more importantly for me, when
I'd
I
say
see
20.
DRX in this one, and we're forgetting about the whole Teo meta for freeing.
You would give 30?
Just the
really?
agent embodied.
I think that's higher than what I give.
What do we usually
If it was kickoff DFM,
right, Cypher?
Sure.
He's changed
I'd
it up.
give him over 30.
He's playing Vice, right? So this is
Stage
a
one's
small
been looking
change
kind of
for DRX
rough.
that actually could have a very large impact in this map.
We're already seeing it with the shear wall and the way that it is placed. A little bit more difficult for DFM to get it tripped. Of course,
3%, but we've seen what happens when you give someone a 3%.
Looking to see what they can get. Prowler off towards the other side.
Yeah.
Flashback happy to go in with the Outlaw. Gate crashes away into safety.
Yeah, Flashback, of course, if you're going on towards this double duelist new look for DRX, you want to kind of see how he's going to be playing on this secondary duelist role, if it's more informative.
Is this just not a comp that,
kind of the vibe that I'm getting.
Sorry to keep talking about PaperX, but is this just not a comp that PaperX could use?
Yeah, well said, Komodo. Certainly puts DFM in
The main thing is that something would have to learn this.
I think his Neon
that is the issue.
A little bit more, you know, awkward compared to his Yoro at the moment.
It would be what out of this?
See, you know, for this map specifically.
This would be Divine, I guess.
Some things and ultimately Quack on a round such as this for DRX. It's just making sure comms are clean, shots are clean.
I think Forsaken needs to be Yoru. Then I just don't know what something does.
Well, I'm from Singapore, so I don't know what kind of.
Were you saying he would have to be Fade? Okay, I mean, I would be okay with that, but I would make him up on Fade.
Okay.
As mad as that sounds.
We can work with that one.
The main thing is my view on PaperX is my whole win condition is something.
2 rounds done and
like
dusted,
I'm treating something like he's Aspas or Kanking.
We're expecting a map like Lotus to be coming on through. Of course, we already touched upon Icebox being the ban out as well. I'm actually kind of interested to see what their ascent is going to look like, as we know the Odin abuser is kind of nerfed. He can
Get the
bring it down,
deadlock
don't
op.
get me wrong. Like,
Deadlock op's kind of
I
underrated.
do want to see Art bring that gun up, how proficient he's going to be. But first and foremost, though, how proficient just the team is going to be.
Envy to PaperX, oh my
Already
goodness.
forced back from not being able to gain any mound control.
The one-way smoke.
I feel like Envy could save every team. I think Envy can save every team apart from Team Secret. Can save every team apart from his own team.
Positioned up towards mound. DFM though trying to get a peek, a poke.
Yep.
Passed into B. They've got Bane on the other end. Prowler as well as the Boombot.
Yeah, you shot the Bulldog to destroy the Arcros, so the Stinger up close wasn't noted, although unfortunately
Okay,
this time when that
nice
dart
entry
cover
though.
one-way does fade.
Pretty sure it's just a small window with the one-way.
We'll pay dearly for that. A second smoke up from Mako just to retain control over the C site. DFM then finding a little bit more space across the map.
Oh, the pivot over towards B right now. This is the easiest call of a lifetime.
Yeah,
They just fade-eyed over towards B.
And if you are going to shrouded step, I mean,
You think you've got pressure here, you think you've got pressure, you open the door, you make it look like an A, now you pivot to B.
Oh, that's so awkward.
Now you pivot to B.
A little bit unfortunate.
A little bit slow from DFM. I'm very worried now. Especially as that kill goes, yeah, they took a lot of time.
A little bit lost and hesitant. Now May trying to catch up to his fallen teammate, but
10 seconds.
Nothing found. And yeah, you're absolutely right, Komodo. At this point in time, it's just
Ooh,
easy
that was
pickings
nice
for
from
DRX,
freeing though.
freeing
You
with
could
the
see the plan
quad.
in his head the whole time.
So easy for him at the end of the day.
Just
I
too slow
sense
really for
hesitancy
DFM.
From DFM. I sense that they're not
Like,
able to
as soon as this
resolve,
fade eye
you know,
comes
where they wanna
in,
end in that
I'm
round,
calling
right?
the
They find
split
opening
B. I'm
kill.
calling the
They
open
should have
door.
found the secondary one,
We're
but then
going,
Marco just
I
finds
don't even
that.
think we need
They
to.
went
Obviously, we
in
don't know
towards
the
baby
walls
room.
there,
They
but
went through the door, right?
I'm doing a prowler and
And they
opening
turn
the
back
door and then I'm
towards A, where
descending
you've still
it.
got to contend with the shear that you haven't popped yet. It just looks like a very big miscalculation.
Like max with
and
what's going
maybe they
on, there will
weren't
be
tracking
one
the
pass in
clock
heaven.
timer.
That is the only position they could
Gotta
be.
wake up in the server, you know, just following along what Pilsky was mentioning before. We might not necessarily be looking for the best tactical.
As we could see, there was no one heaven,
but
but
just for DFM to show us proper form.
Yeah.
Show us the best versions of themselves.
I mean, one of the highlights, just as we've got this little
yeah,
eco
another
round
chance
come
to just
through that,
farm everyone with the
I
outlaw.
observed in the GE game that DFM played against is that GE were looking extremely drilled and their trading and repositioning was really well done, right?
Who's
and
next?
that's something that DRX are
There's another.
showcasing to us that they're really proficient in doing.
They were happy to do that against Paper X. They're happy to do it against DFM as well.
Yep.
Still though, mate, sharp as ever.
A nice
Able
shot.
to take one away. Bit of damage against freeing as well, so needing to fall back to a safer position, but Bane is here and happy to receive. Sheer
Nova
wall
1-2
still
now.
placed and
Yeah,
not
Nova,
quite yet tripped.
Nova
Bane
might
dancing with
be able
death,
to
but
do
there
a
it
little
goes.
run here.
Can't move.
Nice
Need to.
shot
At this
again.
point in
That
time,
is
there's two for him.
that one
Freeing
is
quite low
impressive
as,
as
well.
hell.
This is where things can actually start to get a bit scary when you consider that Marco is nowhere yet.
They use the Vice Deadlock on split. Oh, really? They use the Vice Deadlock on split? Man, Nova's read on the meta is so good.
Jinbung to watch the flanks. Hyunmin as well as Mako. Some of them close to milestone clutches as well. Able to turn back around on a dime. It's just May. Vandal at hand. Backed into tree.
Not noted though.
With a sky. With a sky.
Boombot as well, but you got to be careful
What?
about how you want to position yourself.
Honestly.
Sneaks through. Hyunmin back into it.
So what?
Single
They use
tap.
a race?
Blast back to throw Mako off. And here comes the Boombot. Back into the smokes. And May's right around it. It's gonna be May.
So good.
Oh, when you need
Did he-
somebody to deliver. Who
Did he
is
actually
the
just do-
player
he
that
dropped the
everybody
NSYNC line?
associates on DFM to do the job? Well, it's gotta be May, doesn't it? He's done it again. Doesn't need a
They
move.
both did. How many
Hitting
times are they going to be
shots. You
dropping
got
this
Kane
line?
in there finishing off freeing as well. Unfortunate that Jinbung finds some fluffed shots yet again, but hey, when you need him the most, May has arrived, and they need you, right? We need to see DFM get on
What
the
line?
board early.
Oh
We
god, I
need
forgot you
to
guys are
see them
zoomers,
start
man.
to cook in the server.
NSYNC, Justin Timberlake is going to be me? No?
He's
They did it
he's
twice.
sharp,
It's a
man.
classic.
I mean, this new generation of players, these youngins, they're certainly cracked.
Zoomers. But you know what? That is one heck of a win condition for DFM. That said, next round coming up, and it's going to be
This is one of us.
DRX still
Someone
controlling
got
the
it.
map on both wings.
Yeah, I mean, getting that rubble control, if you want to try and re-clear it, you're going to have to see Akame use some
Don't get
prowess.
it. You guys are
He's
missing
only
out,
got one
man. It's
left,
banger
so
song as well.
You're almost kind of wanting to just lean in towards
Okay,
the
I'll
big
get to
C
the Oda
split
now.
here.
They've been
That's
gifted a
risky
hero
for
round
so
by
at least he's
May.
rewarded, but stuck and bailed by flashback.
Can Jinbung find it though? That's the main thing.
Probably
He's
not.
been not too
I want to see the
sharp on
confidence
some of
there.
these
To be
moments,
honest,
and
I think
that's
he
gonna
just
be,
got
well,
a.
you know, Bane
But
walking
also,
away with that free one.
like
Here's
Art was in
though, on his
Art was in a
own.
position
He's
to
sniffing
omen
out
flash.
freeing,
Like
a
this is
different
where
look this time.
everyone's like tunnel visioning on their own
Somebody
little
over to
thing,
the
right?
seaside.
Phil comes in here. I need
bait
to
some
see.
of that out,
We
at
got a
least,
wall.
make his
They
presence
triggered the
known.
wall. This guy we know for sure. Trapped over
DFM
towards here.
pacing through
Mate,
very
give me
carefully.
an omen flash. Let me see a swing.
You really want to
Show me some kind of confidence. We got to trade this back. I'm okay with a 50-50 trade to try get this, to be honest.
Over at that A side there, but now it should all be up because
They're
remember
just
the
scared.
shield is still here.
It's really far deep and shallow though, so you might have a bit of a route through waterfall, but that's where
Freeing
Freeing's able to play up
is
around the top.
a monster
A double
though.
found, and just Jin with 15 seconds. Arcros tripped
Just
and
moving
Freeing
around the
finds
map,
the
getting
triple.
3Ks.
Freeing. Changing from Cypher on towards Vice, you can get a little bit more, hungry around playing with that utility as well, right? The difference where he can just pop a flash and still have his gun available. Something that we know for Freeing is he's also just a very sharp player. He's a very responsible gamer with how he's playing around utility when he's on
What do you
these
think of this
Sentinel
team?
agents.
May,
When he went
Envy,
on
Mako,
towards the
Meteor,
Teo, there was a
Stacks?
bit of
I mean,
question marks
yeah,
on how that's
if
actually gonna
there's
look, and it was looking
if everyone
absolutely
somehow
gorgeous, but now
spoke the
back
same
towards
language,
something that
then
was
it's
comfortable in his
incredible.
Sentinel role.
I don't know.
If he's able to kind of spread it a
know
little
what
bit
they're
more
gonna be
onto these
speaking,
different
though.
agents as well, that's going to just strengthen DRX, because you consider, right, Cypher, not applicable on every map. Vice, well, that can fill a lot of the roles that where a Killjoy can play as well.
Definitely a little bit more so. And especially with DRX's double duelist.
Hey, two of you typed they speak
it just
Valorant at
allows
the
him
same time.
Yeah, provide a lot more with this new style as well, where you can play with a lot of aggression.
Honestly,
and
that's a
lot of
friendship right
tempo.
there between you
Again,
two,
I
surely.
want to give more credit to
Guess your
actually
duo
global
queue or something.
esports. Their tempo control against
Yo,
DFM
Multi,
in
thank
that
you so
last
much,
series,
Multi.
It was amazing.
I appreciate that.
was
Thank you so
thoroughly
much,
impressed.
Multi.
So the fact
Thank you
that
for the 5
DFM are
gifteds.
going
Chat,
up
you know what to do?
against another team
It's
who's
like
really
all the
good at
spam
tempo
going.
control, you know,
Thank you
what they
for
would
that.
learn from the faultings they had in the previous series, they can apply in towards this one. They just kind of have to figure that out in the timeouts, in these mid rounds, and that can be quite a difficult thing for a leader.
Okay.
Certainly a tough lead.
Timeout comes in. It's a really important round. You lose this. I don't want to over-exaggerate, but
5 rounds
might be the
to
game.
kind of suss out how DRX likes to set themselves up.
DFM need to get momentum.
So it's
They
nothing we haven't
can't
seen
go
before.
down to
The
an eco.
A-Rubble
So that is
control
an
and
incredible
Akame
start.
now happy to spray back.
Yeah.
Bane, though, with
Late
the
fade
hunt.
eye.
Yeah, a couple of headache shots coming out in that one, specifically the first, but an operator for flashback.
Oh, and he's got his sights zeroed in.
Yeah, but remember, this is the good thing about having Viper walls as well.
Yeah,
You
the
can
Viper
reposition
wall
the
goes
rifle
up, so
nicely
it crosses
if
over
you're the
towards
team
Rubble.
with the Viper and
Problem
you
is
know
they
what
have
is going
no
on now.
idea about this op, right?
So it does get Akame within range. Nightfall, each for both teams.
Yep, just exchanging.
Freeing.
And it kind of flushes them into
Not another 3. Oh my god, he's sleeping.
Every single one out, but punished out from Akame.
Yeah, maybe was looking at the radar or something like that for the repositioning of his teammates. Couldn't quite allocate any of those shots. A player deficit for DRX, however, as DFM confirmed some information on the C site with the arc.
Oh, this is nice.
Shift back towards
This is
A,
good. The
which
inside
Ian
of the
hasn't seen
Viper over
any
towards A.
reaggressions from any of the DRX members over
Did
there.
a
So
little
that should
fake
give
over
you a
towards
good
C. They
idea.
got the smoke in.
You
Did
can
the flash to
safely bring
confirm
your
there were
team
people
over.
there?
You can start to clear out the
They're
whole
very
site as
slow
well,
though.
and
When
then
they've like,
set
have you
yourselves up
noticed
for a
this?
post.
When they've owned the
Jin gets a
round, they're
plan.
like
They'll
slow.
have the pit.
We saw it earlier where they had
Clear all
owned
the
the round
angles
with the
with
pick
the
and they should be
showstopper,
pivoting
however,
into the
hit
split
back
B.
and then,
Similar
yeah,
here
let's
as well.
just go
They're
pro
like,
right?
what, 8 seconds behind maybe what they should be doing?
Happy to take that. So with the showstopper invested, it does buy a little bit more time and positioning for May to get up top. Hunt cleared. Ooh,
Oh my.
He pulls out the paint shells. Managed to get away though. But also informed as to where
No,
DRX are
guys, not like
positioning themselves
this.
for this retake. Jinbung gunned down.
The main key player
So you gotta watch
taking a
out for
50-50
Stairs as
duel.
well as Heaven. In for the sprays though, pound for pound. Jin happy to trade back.
And now using the pit.
Hey, the
just-
Viper
The
does
security
make him stop
rounds
though.
as much
Alright, nicely
as
done.
possible.
Yeah, you're calling that one.
Armory
You don't have any
buy 2
prowlers,
guns.
no C's to Bane, so you can try and make
Oh,
it a
that's
little
good
bit
for the
more
money, 3
workable
people
to get the
surviving.
hit, and it's just a time deterrent at this point in time as well. Not to mention, flashback, operator, yeah, you're not retaking with that one, so you'll take that round for what it is, some damage at the end of the day for DRX. But for DFM, right, good macro adjustments around the map. Not, you know, going in towards the C site when they've got the 3 players over
Nick,
there and they
thank you so
confirm
much
on
for
with
the
the
60
Arcros.
months
They're
as well.
playing it a little bit smarter,
Thank you for that,
a
bro.
bit
Appreciate you.
wiser, rotating back, letting the lurks actually provide some value. And where do you consider that the operator might be positioned in towards this next round as well, right? Where would Flashback be playing? We've seen him more proficiently over at this front of the B site. We've already seen some mountain control attempted for DRX before on this defense side too.
So beginning to anticipate a bit of A. They do keep themselves smoked off. The one-way again, and
Hey,
DFM
Prowler went
are
out.
looking to break that apart.
1-way smoke is in. Omen flash,
Yeah, rotate
3
door
pass
open.
and duel.
All right, Prowlers and a couple more.
Okay, after seeing all the aggro, we've walked out over towards A.
Yeah, but again, this is where GM
they really
on
invest the
lurk up
Viper
towards
smoke
the A
here?
side is already clearing all the rubble outside the door. The flashback found Jingbung again.
Yeah, and Gen
That's
might
that
just
off at play.
send it.
So now needing to respect a lot of it. DFM trying to keep themselves honest and aware.
Yeah, but from a player deficit now as well, right? So you got.
I mean, Gen's doing a really good job of just
distracting.
distracting over towards A.
So yeah, he's got a lot of this position,
But-
right? But the team isn't doing anything with it, and Flashback is still on the correct line. He does get traded though.
still a little bit dry.
I wonder if he'd
That's
just
not the
actually
best thing
like
for
sidestep
DFM
there
right
if he
now.
survives.
Hyunmin is able to collect into this B site.
It's a really good reply from DRX.
Well, a couple of trades to be coming out for both sides, but DRX, right, with first value on the opening shot, and then all the information when you go in towards B, it's looking pretty good. They're not really taking too many risky duels either, right? DRX are playing quite the passive, quite the patient game because DFM rather, they're not forcing them to re-clear a lot of the space, to re-dump a lot of this util. And they're not changing their approach too hard whatsoever. It's actually looking pretty much the same.
Even off of the timeout from Coach Northern Lights. So here we go back again into C, but we do have a bit of a lovely from the shadows from Art, straight back in towards C Hall. Is he going to be able to find much value? Does spot out Mako, and it does pull a lot of the attention
Prowler
back
into swing
his
from
own
Mako,
position,
double
which
swing.
allows his team to sneak into the site.
Hey, Art did really good. That pulls them away from the choke point. They get over towards the site. All to confirm it.
Soon for DFM, but at the same time, DRX in position to strike back. In with the
God, Flashback got another here as well.
Flashback and Mako find their own round
so
to put
dumb,
DRX up to
dudes.
6.
Yeah, you can have the site if you want DFM, but we're still just going to hit our shots. It doesn't really matter if we're seized or not. Or, yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, right, you got the reposition that comes through from Art. He's good value for one, but you're trying to push in towards the C's. They're really hungry to try and reclaim a little bit of this control before even establishing a plant. When you consider that an operator in towards a retake is not generally the best thing, Flashback would be happy enough to just perch up and let the team go in, and he can just watch one angle as well, right? So you can't really fault DFM in wanting to play with the utility that they've solidified a catch in. But it just doesn't work out at the end of the day. DRX holding way more of a lead. Jinbul,
Yeah, they know where the op is now.
die straight away this time.
Fair enough. And he gets information.
The wall has
for his
been
team as
hit.
well,
The
but
wall has
do
been
they
hit majority
have
of the time though.
the site? A bit of an ego,
Three get
and they
through.
all kind of tripped up in towards
One
this
tank
little
their own
position up by
omen
Stairs.
flash.
Freeing! He gets
Oh
the
my
quad!
god,
Shots over after the
freeing,
sortie,
dude, he
almost
so
the
nearly
ace.
got them all.
Jinbuk in for
Ah,
the
dude,
punish, but still,
it's all like all
the
over the place from
rounds for
DFM. They even omen
DRX.
flash themselves
It's
when
all
pushing.
too clean and simple.
Don't tell me, right, that we're gonna get another
Dude, freeing
agent
is
that freeing
15 to
has nuclear
3.
performances on when he just picks it and
Dude,
I don't know.
can
plays it for
freeing
the
just
remainder
play
of the whole tournament?
every
At some point,
agent
you question,
to a
it's
sick
not
level?
No longer the age, it's just the
He's-
guys.
Oh, absolutely.
Unreal.
He's got to be one of the best pickups that we've seen coming in towards the 2025 season.
You know, Big Time is somewhere in the green room cheering with a huge sign. He's got the foam fingers and everything. It's the round, it's the place, it's the map, and now it's down to DFM trying to find a way back in. They've had to deal with the C mound, they've had to deal with the A rubble control, now back into B.
Okay,
Flashback
I
nowhere
go
to
over
be
towards
found.
A. They set up one.
So maybe a bit more
DFM
wiggle
did
room.
low buy, so they
Yeah.
can buy into
it's
this.
freeing, and there's thorns at the front of the site that I think they might have even.
Okay, they go and put the wall here though.
I don't know if they actually snuffed them out or not, or heard them.
It's right around the edge of the
Yeah, they
smoke,
did.
so maybe not.
They have put their own shear at the front of the B site though, so they'll know if there's any aggression from DRX, but they've already got control of Rubble. This could be a big bait actually. There's no prowlers or
showstopper.
anything to get the info though.
Haunt at least, but well-timed peek
A
from
nice shot.
Tien. Paranoia countered back out, and Bane still sending through those prowlers.
Yeah, that was a bit hungry from Hyunmin, I will say.
Yeah, he had the showstopper.
He did, but he didn't pop it.
Wanted information first with the Haunt. Yeah, we could debate this, but still,
Yeah.
DFM.
35 seconds to go.
Good
Balls
off
back
They're
up.
very,
Generally,
very
you
slow.
would know that you have to re-clear everything around Rubble, and there's
Two-person
players
holds.
here. Marco finds the right
And
timing. It's
the
gorgeous,
double
isn't it?
peak
He's
between
looking for
these
more.
two
He's
is
found three.
absolutely
Gonna be
lovely to
4.
watch.
Settle down though, 20 seconds.
It's just not cleared. Nakame has to watch out for so much more. Jinbung might be in the B site, but
Okay, but you got
Ryu
15
has the
seconds. You
time.
got the spike
trying
here.
to come back up to support his teammate from Link. But they have to make a sprint into the A site right here, right now. They're thinking about where Freeing could be. They got to watch out for the top. Freeing pops the steel guard and tries to convert it into the spray. Maybe not the cleanest, but still some damage done. And with that, he's able to push up front, in for the Haunt, sharp as ever. Jinbuk with low HP.
He knows he
Freeing
did.
is just dancing around
They
the
did their
corners, and
team
with a
play is
double pump,
really
he
nice.
finds
And
another
Freeing is
round
going
for
for
DRX.
Yeah, you can see
Free-
what was going
Freeing's
on in
going
his
for
mind
a
as well,
20
right?
kills
Hadn't
and
quite
the
seen
defense
second
half on a
player,
vice.
Looking if there's going to be any flank, recognizing that the time is really whittling on round down, using the ultimate as well. Remove
Dude,
their
DFM
primary
is so
guns and
slow
still take a
though.
little bit of the duel, right?
So
if you can distract
slow
them
with
for
their
any mere milliseconds,
calls.
it might win the round just by not getting the plant. Well-positioned fights in the beginning from DRX as well, despite Hyunmin losing his life first. It's just really good recognitions and, I mean, I'll say it again, individual brilliance from Freeing.
A little bit from Akko as well.
Oh, absolutely. But Freeing, he's 17 kills.
No one was holding rubble. Yeah, I agree with you.
Just the sheer threat of
especially as they have 4 here. Like they did a lovely distraction from Bane, but for all 4 to then switch over to Bane and not kind of realize what's going on is worrying insane. Gen's getting a couple of important kills. I do think that Gen's been doing a good job over towards A, just in general. Had a couple of 1v1s he's won, and every single time that his team is making sounds on the other side of the map, like he's pushing and taking all the space that he can, and creating like a good amount of distraction when they want to try hit over towards C.
Playing a good position, holding the crosshair placement, but ooh, Hyunmin, what a little bit of a crouch peek.
Now remember, Gien is on the other side of the map. They should know this. They should know this. He just killed your teammate over at the A site.
Yeah,
so there's a little bit of time
this.
that they have to try and clear
And they
everything.
didn't go for a good plant, and it's just done.
It's got to be so much faster, but even that, it's just going to be a bit of that flash out from Flashback.
Not planting for your teammate who is in another postcode. It is a little bit rough, but you know, they hadn't cleared Waterfall when they started to establish the plant. They put Mei going into deep holes. There's a lot of these corners being cut at the situations that don't necessarily need to for DFM.
Had the TP and just went for it.
Like this is where the kill is, right? So he's either booking it for a flank to try and cut off Hyunmin and then coming through Waterfall, or he's on the massive wrap. If you don't see him in a couple of those seconds,
at least on this map.
The massive wrap. So yeah, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter on the way that he came into it. The problem is that DFM aren't accumulating rounds.
It's also the fact that DRX are so good at recognizing what the situation is, what is needed from each and every single player, whether it's Flashback, whether it's Freeing, and right
Nova
now,
won 2-0 without winning a pistol.
Ooh, info.
That's an even better sign.
Across the map every single round.
Yep. You already cleared all front of pillars.
Chat, someone give me their split comp. You said it was Deadlock, Vice, Sky, and then what? Omen Raze?
DFM though, knowing that they need to trip this wall at the very least to alleviate some pressure.
And if you go through Baby Door, guess what's going to surprise you? A party!
Deadlock, Vice, Raze, Sky, Astra.
Showstopper. Still is just waiting for it. DFM, what's the play?
I think like I think Nova are the biggest Deadlock
seeing what we can
Vice
see right
believers.
now, knowing what's possible on the other side of this door, on the other side of this site.
Surely they're considering a lot of it, and they're trying to fish.
I don't think many people are going that route, so it might really
Freeing
pay off for them.
Akami, though, happy to find
Like if they actually can go to Toronto, they probably win a couple of maps just purely because teams don't know how to play against it well.
Look at that. Showstopper back in.
Yeah, this might be a round though.
Gien with a little kill will be able to deploy the Viper Spit, but looking for the spike plant. Mako
okay,
trying
3.
to look for the clutch. It's not quite going to happen as DFM secures a final round. 3-9 at the end of the first half.
Bonus kind of vibes.
Believer in superstitions. Are we going to get the 9-3 curse to come on through? 3 isolated rounds though for DFM is quite worrisome. In this switch up, however, you know, you're going to have to see a lot of proficiency from how Akame is going to be clearing
3 on
on
attack
this
though.
Some good timing
Yeah, but you know Art's getting that Odin out, and he's good for at least 2 rounds on his
How
own.
proficient is Mei going to be in finding a lot of these
That's
duels, right?
that's 9-5, and then to buy the Odin, they have to win pistol anyway. So that's pistol bonus. That's 9-7.
And some potential resets as well. Like,
then honestly, it's kind of close game.
I don't think DFM have given themselves a lot of space.
No, sir. I'm trying to think about it as well, but there really just isn't that much that we can go off of. They kind of struggle with this, you know, you've been mentioning GE a little bit from last week. It's the
I might have to watch that Nova VOD.
It was a 3-9 at the end of the first half against that team as well.
It's a really bold comp to play at the moment, especially a Sky. No one runs a Sky these days.
When I look at this roster for DFM, I'm thinking that Jian's looking more comfortable individually. I'm thinking that Mei has more, of a support staff around him at the moment.
They really want the Raze to combo with
right. I'm also thinking that. All right, Akame is.
They really want the Raze to combo with the.
So that's a little bit of a bonus to come on through, right?
Deadlock.
So on paper, DFM is looking pretty good for
Kita
what
3K, thank you so much for the Prime.
And now here's the bud.
Thank you for doing that.
These are the scorelines we're getting.
Would I run over the Sky? I would rather do Yoru Teo in that comp, but their thing works.
I also feel as though it's DFM giving just DRX a lot of freedom across the map, right? I mean, yes, you have Flashback on the up, you've got Freeing, playing out of his mind. But DFM are, just kind of in their own heads at the moment as well.
And then the Astra, because you only have one smoke, so you have to cover the cross of A, and you do double smokes. The Astra's kind of smart on that.
Eventually now they'll send Art away, but look at the territories that DRX have already found, right?
Is Deadlock any good in my opinion? Top 4 agent at the moment.
We're up the middle of B as well with,
needs
no Prowlers
enough.
available for Akame anymore.
And with this positioning, they can set up for that execute into the A site. You also have Freeing on that deep lurk. And with that, he's able to find a couple of kills. Okay, not quite the couple. Coming at least in for the punish.
Yeah.
But as we say that, it's just a bit of attention bought away, and that's going to be the A site for DRX.
Jian's also having to consider his wall timing as well, putting it up when that rotating door's happening, and he can't support Mei in that situation.
And that's why it's tough. It's some of these little gaps where DRX are able to exploit so much more.
Yep.
In for a pound and in for another kill as well.
Well,
I mean, how many of those kills did we just see? I think it was like 3. DRX just firing squadded all the members.
So Vice.
Every single duel that DFM have taken in this round is
ISO, honestly,
DRX
and then Yoru just
besides the ones that we saw
probably in there as well. Maybe we extend it to 5.
DRX
Yoru would be a little bit below in my opinion, but
quick to it.
I think they're like the 5 that I would put in like S+ or S.
I was hoping for.
Not the DFM that we're hoping for to come in.
DFM, yeah, I mean,
that's the thing
it's a slow start for each half, no pistols.
Still have those individual signs, but it's not quite coming together as a team or in form of these strats as well, at least. The default 2-1-2 easily broken apart by DRX, and DRX, meanwhile.
2-0 on the pistols.
I mean, DRX on the first half, Freeing going absolutely, brilliant. Marco, Flashback, they're all doing what they need to. Gunmin's not really needed.
Yeah, and they can insta-react off this.
I'm seeing this on the pistol round, honestly.
Dude, I haven't had this skin for ages.
Together as a unit, but you've already got, DRX getting into the B side, and they're in front of the Thorns already. Like, Jinwoong's timing.
A little bit lackadaisical. So it does allow for DFM to at least get up in range around A-Link, but the weaponry does not support it. It's going to be Freeing, Flashback, all chiming in a piece.
Yeah, they're just better on this map.
It all fires through and true. Just Jinwoong off to the other end. Okay, at least ignores the fake out a little bit, but as soon as he turns around this corner, the hunt instantly detects, and with that, every single crosshair into this lone position. There's nothing much else to be said.
Nah, just an anti-eco if we're going to phrase it on towards that way. But it's an anti-eco when you were down 9-3 at the half. You got to get those pistols. You got to get the second ones, albeit you got to get the bonus as well.
Random fact: DRX have by far the lowest average sense of any team.
And you're gonna be hopeful
at around 0.2800 DPI.
Right now, we're not seeing a lot of this these shots coming out from DFM.
Nice.
A lot of the full coordinations as well come out from them.
That's right now.
Who's going around getting all of their?
DRX, and they are just not stopping.
Who's going around getting all of their
stack in towards the A site. Smokes off from both ends.
The rough job.
DFM does have 3 stack in.
Nice shot
May find
again.
The answers. Starts off with a sheriff kill.
Needs more of them. That's the thing.
Oh, he was calm with it as well. Just a little sidestep.
More utility dumped out by DRX, and they continue to march forward into the site. Art is here, but can he hold back?
MIBR's looking pretty good. Yeah, they're going to be a really good team by the end of the year.
Out from tree. He tries to reposition, has his teammates right around the corner, but Mako and Freeing out for one of their own. And that's DRX reaching map point, Komodo.
I mean, I'm looking at that round as well, right? That should have been your bonus round to come through from DFM, and I'm seeing what? There's Spectre, there's Bulldogs, there's Mayo, Sheriff. Like, they put a little bit more into the previous round than they did with that one, and they're trying to take these duels around the A side. It's really not working. Yeah, it's good for Art that he gets that kill, but in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't provide any real value in towards the rounds. May was by himself for that first duel, right? And he gets haunted out, so you're always going to see a trade. You're not going to see him potentially be able to win. You know, 3 kills just planning himself.
9 chances. Oh boy, nade is good.
Definitely not the position that you want to be in if you are DFM, but still.
But DRX, I mean, the way that they're just playing this one.
Okay.
But still DFM trying to keep themselves in the fight. A bit of a trade around the B site.
We'll see how.
Still keeping our eyes on the map.
See if they can get some more confidence as well.
Towards A. DFM are beginning to push out a C.
Honestly, more. Dude, he's 25 to 6.
At least that informs them as to where the spike could be.
Oh, there's timing here though, Quack. Can you sneak?
Wrong site.
Can you sneak?
The Vice fake over towards B with the walk up over towards A.
None the wiser.
You fake the B, the rotate goes in. Maybe you isolate one over towards A. Honestly, that kind of works well these days because I feel like there's a lot of A players that will stick onto the site instead of just trying to leave it.
You gotta raise that flag. You gotta be that man with a mission.
Player deficit going in for a retake. Times are ticking.
Will they be those iron-blooded orphans that fight no matter what surmountable odds they have in front of him? At least May is looking to try. He is able to find a pick, but still DRX up around the site. It's just Jinbung now. Mako in with a flash. Oh, site's been robbed, and he tries to back off, and it's way too clean for Mako. Up around the corner, it brings us to this final
freeing is a beast.
13-3.
The feed flash, yeah, he didn't want to go deep and flash his teammate.
Right? Honestly, that is a very well played Lotus to come out from DRX. Solid
what can we say, man? Freeing farmed him.
Great executions and how they want to